Okay, so today we'll be doing the rear brakes on a BMW 550i. This is an E60 chassis. I already have the vehicle jacked up from the differential with a piece of cardboard in there to protect it and make sure that we're not covering the oil cover. Moving over here, we've got a jack stand with a BMW pad, adapter going to the slot, and I have the wheel off. There is a metal clip that was just in here, which pops right out with a screwdriver. Moving forward, we're gonna look back here, and you'll see that there's two plastic covers. So we're just gonna get these out like so. There's one, and the second one is down there. So those are removed. Once we take those out, we're gonna use our 7mm Allen key and remove right there and take those pins out. Now that I have both of these caliper pins out, we're going to free up the caliper by looking here, and now we don't want to hit the piston that's going to push on the brake, but we want to shimmy over the worn out pad just a bit here in order to free up the caliper so that we can get it off of the rotor like so. Once we have this off, we're going to hang it with a bungee cord. Okay, here we are. Caliper is loosened up. We can go ahead and just remove it like so. As we can see, the outer pad just fell down, and this one is just pressed in as well. So you can just, as you can see, pull that right out. Okay. Now that the caliper is out and hanging with our bungee cord from the spring out of the way, and we have our pads out, we're going to now take a look at our bracket, the caliper bracket, and there are 2 18mm bolts that we need to remove. So we're going to take those out next, and then we're just going to set our bracket aside and clean it up. Now that we have the bracket removed and the bolts for the bracket and the brake caliper is hanging, we're going to take off our rotor. Now there's one set screw here. It is a 6mm set screw. So you want to get a metric hex 6mm to remove this. So I'm just gonna take this here. I've got some leverage, and I'm just going to break this free, like so. Once the set screw is removed, we can now take our rotor off. This one is not stuck. If it was, we could just tap it with a rubber mallet, and as we can see here, it is gonna come right off like so. And there we go. So we have our rotor off. Now I'm going to clean this up, get this mating surface all good to put our new rotor on, and then we'll be on our way with all the new parts. Okay, so now we have the new rotor fitted with a new set screw, and the rotor is on here nicely, no issues there. And moving to the caliper, so we have the piston, which needs to be pressed back in. Now, in order to press the piston back in, you're going to want to press it evenly, across the face of the piston. You don't want to grab it with any pliers or anything like that. You don't want to score it, and you don't want to push it in crooked. So what I will be using is I have right here. Now there is a tool specifically made for this task, but I have a ball joint expander with a piece of wood. So I'm gonna crank this down all the way. And what I can do is have this up in here, and I'm going to put a piece of wood on the bottom like this. So with this piece of wood in here, when I tighten that bolt for this tool, it's gonna expand and it'll push that in all the way. Now I'm turning this bolt by hand. It doesn't need any crazy torque or anything to push that in. So yeah, once that's in all the way and fully seated with the rubber, I'm just gonna clean it up and we'll be ready to set the pads into the caliper. Okay, so I have successfully pushed in the piston using my tool here with the piece of wood so that it sits evenly flat on here and pushes the piston in until it no longer moves. Don't want to force it. You'll be able to tell once it's fully in. You'll just get that, you know, that stopping where it's unable to move anymore. So now I'm going to remount using my 2 bolts here, the bracket that goes right here on these guys. So we've got the top and the bottom. I'm gonna mount up the bracket and then we'll continue to press the pads in. Okay, so now our bracket is back on for the caliper. Now we have the new pads over here. As you can see, a lot of meat on these new pads to put on our new rotor. And we've got some of this brake lubricant. This is for the caliper slides and all contact points. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean up the pins from the caliper. These 2 right here, we're going to clean them up really good. We're going to apply some brake lubricant to these. We're also going to grease the ends of the pads in these locations. And then we're also going to take some of the lubricant, put it on the bottom of the bracket, as well as the top of the bracket here, where the brakes slide. And then when we flip these over, we're gonna take some lubricant. This is for the side that goes into the piston. We're gonna lube this all up and then lube the back of the pad up. And for the other side, the opposing side, we're gonna lubricate up the back of this pad. So once all of these points are lubricated up, I'm gonna go ahead and press this pad into the circle piston, and then the same for the other pad. And then I'm going to take that whole assembly, push it onto the rotor, and secure these 2 pins from the back side with our Allen key. And then we will go from there. Alright, so the caliper is now fitted with both of the pads, pressed back on with all of those points that I just mentioned before, lubricated very nicely. So, I mean, we're almost there. Now, those 2 Allen key pins that were in the back under those dust covers, I've got them right here. I cleaned them up. Fresh brake lube on them. These guys are gonna come back in here, and as you can see, I'm just gonna tighten in both of these. So we've got the top one, and then we've got the bottom one, which is going right there. So what you can do is you can just tighten these in and then put the black dust caps back on top. Now that those caliper bolts are in and the pins are in, we can see everything all nice and new and lubricated. This right here is the slot. Hold on. This right here is the slot where you have your new sensor go in. Now all I'm going to do is take my sensor and plug it in right here. Once I get there he is, the new one plugged in. So you can see it here. I've got this other one off to the side. This was the old one. This pulls right out. It comes back up. This is a plastic door right here. This plastic door opens. You can unscrew the other one and plug in the new one, run it down here, and then just plug it right in, straight in right there. Now it's good to get new sensors because the old ones eventually will get crushed, and they do get beat up, you know, through wear and tear, and when the pads get closer to the caliper. So getting a new ones, you know, is advised, and you should, because I don't think you can reuse a lot of the old ones. So that's pretty much it. The rotor and caliper is back on with the new pads installed. What I'm going to do now, last step, is this spring that was on here. So this spring sits right here just up against the face of the caliper, and you gotta just, actually I got it the wrong way. You just gotta get it so that these notches right here that you can see are in this hole, pushed forward in the hole, and then like that on the face, and like that on the face on the bottom. So yeah, it requires two hands to do that. Just be careful, shield your eyes, because there's tension in the spring and it can shoot off and hit you in the face, but it's not too bad. And that's essentially it. I can go back to putting my spacer back on and my wheel on. I'm gonna check the fluid level of my brake fluid just to see if anything changes. It might be overfilled now that I pushed those pistons back in. And I'm also going to clean the surface of this rotor with some brake cleaner before I bed in these pads. And that's the other thing, it's important to bed in the pads properly, heat cycle them so that you get the maximum life out of them. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. You can send me a message. You know, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's not too bad, you know, on how to replace the rear brake pads on the E60 chassis BMW. I was working here with a 550i. So good luck to everyone. The fronts are similar, not exactly the same with this clip, but essentially a very similar brake. So, all right, best of luck to everyone with their BMW brakes, and we'll talk to you later.